questions on that? Councillor Duplessis.
Thank you, Councillor Ross Robinson. I often check in on this, but I'll do it again. It's showing that the well-being check-ins, 22 this month, seemingly last month would have been like 11, so we've seen a pretty steep increase in February.
Yes.
Is there any kind of concern there? Is it kind of par for the course and just kind of an anomaly from one month to the other? And then I guess some insight into, again, how the mental crisis unit is being dispatched 12 times, not 10. Is that in relation to the crisis itself, or is that in relation to availability?
So through the chair to Councillor Duplessis. So for the first one on the well-being checks, those do spike up and down. One of the things we have been finding over the last number of months is we have received a number of calls to do well-being checks on individuals who contracted COVID, and family members or friends have tried contacting them by phone, no answer. Officers have went and the individuals were sleeping. So that's part of that for sure, because we have noticed an increase on that end. With regards to mobile mental crisis unit and mental health, those again, I mean, there's some months that those numbers are up and some months that they're down. Obviously, COVID has played havoc with regards to mental health, well-being. I mean, we see it in the media all the time, and we're experiencing it firsthand. So, you know, it has played a big factor with regards to mental health. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, thank you. And then just a quick follow-up. I'll ask for an assurance again that even after hours when the mental health crisis team isn't available, that we are submitting the calls for request, because as I understand it, that's the data that's going to be relied on to expand those services. So just to get that assurance that we are making those calls even after hours.
Certainly. Through the chair to Councillor Duplessis, yes. They have a referral system in place, and we access that referral system after hours because we would like to, I guess like anybody else, see that service increase from the 8 hours a day to ideally 24 hours, but even 16 would certainly be a benefit. So we're doing whatever we can to, you know, certainly keep them in the loop.
Okay, I appreciate that, and just consistently, you know, it's the right answers on our end, and hopefully we see some increases in service at some point.
Yes,
thank
hopefully.
you.
Thank you. And Councillor Harris.
Thank you, Councillor Ross Robinson. Just to the chief, just an update, I guess, Paul, with our, we've been a little over a month in now with our new bylaw officers. How's everything going? How are you feeling about it? How's any feedback from the citizens? And just an update really for myself for the money that we've invested.
Certainly. Through the chair to Councillor Harris. It's been working well. They're basically getting familiar with the community. They have started going around to residents, visiting citizens in the city with regards to mainly with the garbage bylaw right now, just as more as a information, you know, that if they're leaving garbage out on the roadside past 6 p.m. or it's accumulating, so they've been, or putting out more than one bins, they've been knocking on the doors and having conversations, and that has been well received. They submit a weekly report to me on what they do through the week, and I will be meeting with them this week just to go over a number of things with regards to unsightly premises and a few other things, observations that they've made over the course of their time being here. But so far, it's working very well.
Perfect. Thank you.
Is that everything on the police report? Thank you, Chief,
Okay,
for that.
thank you.
And we'll move on to the fire department report. Does anybody have any questions or comments to Chief Lloyd about that report?
Just
Go ahead.
thank you, Madam Chair. Chief, on our volunteers, are we getting quite a number of volunteers putting in their applications?
Through the chair to Councillor King, we've had roughly 13 applicants that put in. As of last Tuesday night, we had 8 tested in a physical agility test, and we're proceeding from there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor King. And seeing nothing further on that report, thank you, Chief Lloyd, and we'll move on to the Public Works report. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Director Shanahan on that?
Just a quick one.
Councillor King, go ahead.
Jay, on our snow plowing, how's our budget looking? I know we only had small storms, but how is our budget looking plowing snow?
I've been doing the numbers over the last couple of days here, just doing comparisons to see where we stand. I know that everybody is led to believe that we had small storms, but we had a lot of freeze-thaw cycles, which increases the amount of salt we use and the amount of call-outs we had. And plus, we had storms that fell within the weekend. That's our premium time to move snow. We can't control Mother Nature, so we still have to get the work done. So our numbers are up a little bit right at the present time, but if we do an average, go back through, and I check back through the past history for the last 5 years, it has tended to fluctuate for about, depending on the time of year. Our physical year goes from January to December, so actually we will know more better as we go on. But do I think there's an issue of concern? I don't see it at the present time. Normally at the end of the year, it's been very consistently across the amount of overtime, the amount of salt we use, or the amount of money that's being spent. So the only thing that is costing more is the price of fuel, is adding considerably amount as far as operating our equipment. So that becomes an issue.
I know there was, if I may, Madam Chair, I know there was some issues on widening streets, and I want to thank your committee there, or your crew, for widening some of the streets I asked for. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Arsenault.
Director Shanahan, just on the garbage bins that are being delivered, do we have a number that are outstanding? I see that we've delivered 4,500 so far. Do we have still more outstanding, or we're pretty much caught up now?
Councillor Arsenault, we have delivered 4,500 cans. That is as of last Friday. We are still getting people that are registering that haven't heard about it. But we are dealing with them as case by case, and we are delivering on Friday, so everything has been up to date. There's no issues of anybody that's lagging behind that hasn't had it. So everybody, as far as presently that has registered, has received a can. If you registered this week, you'll receive your can on Friday.
Seeing nothing further, thank you, Director Shanahan, for your report. And we'll move right on to new business. And today we have 4 items of new business. And we're going to start with item A. And we have